What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Best Ball Brunch. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. Joey,
Yes,
how
sir.
you doing, bud? How are you?
Doing good. I had a nice night with the boys out last night.
Yes.
Driving home, heard a bunch of gunshots. Shout out to Rochester, New York. Did you see that? I posted it in the Discord. Actually, I was driving home. It was like 2:30 a.m. Windows down, just bumping some music, and all you hear is bop, bop, bop.
Now, are you sure it was real? Was it an ad lib from the song that you were listening to?
It was 100% real, but nonetheless, a good weekend. Getting into this drafters draft. If you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, especially if you're watching on replay. And also, if you were not watching on replay, because we have a lot of new viewers that watch it after the fact, join drafters right now. The link is in the description. If you use promo code DOSE, when you first sign up and deposit a minimum of $10, you will receive a free $20 entry into this current draft that we are drafting. $250K to first, $1 million guaranteed, and it's looking like it's going to overlay quite a bit. So, like I said, if you're not signed up and you're watching this on replay, click the link in the description.
Less than a month until the start of the season, and there's a lot of open entries still in this tournament.
Yeah,
you're not joking about that overlay.
Yeah, it's currently 15,000 entries or so out of 55,000 entries. So it looks like it's on pace to overlay quite a bit, which is obviously good for the consumer. So if you have the bankroll, you should be firing into this contest quite a bit.
Yeah, like our boy Kwasi, who's on the clock right now. He's already got 48 entries.
Shout out Kwasi. Let's go. All right.
Jamar Chase. Now, this is the part of the draft that I hate to be outside of the top 5. I feel like there's a pretty big teardrop after Chase, but
explain overlay for noobs, Ben.
Overlay is essentially when a contest doesn't fill to the point of the company taking any of the prize. So like in this contest, if the rake is 10% and they are not able to get to that number where they're making any money, they're paying essentially your entries to get in. 100% or of the prize pool is going to the people. Drafters wouldn't be making anything. So that, that occurs when they fail to reach the rake line, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
For them, for this tournament, it would need to hit 50K for drafters to break even. 50,000 entries. They're currently at 18,000. And if they fail to hit that mark, overlay. Zero rake.
Paying for non-winning entries. Precisely. But we got this nice run of Discord members here, starting with Kwasi, then you, then me, then Houston, then Bop. Shout out Bop.
Bop.
But a lot of preseason games being played this weekend. Obviously, a lot of snap counts being updated on Twitter. A lot of Antonio Gibson hate coming in on the timeline. Did you see that he is now returning kicks and playing with the backups, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
But if his ADP continues to fall, I think you got to be in on Antonio Gibson and just bet out or bet on the talent in that backfield. Like he's clearly the most talented running back on the team.
It is, but talent only gets you so far when you're getting taken off the field every third down for JD McKissick and probably splitting goal line work with, Brian Robinson as well on a shitty offense.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Robinson, a 5-year college running back, those players hardly ever work out in the NFL. Not too concerned with Brian Robinson. We talked about him on the market report, which is also linked in the description if you haven't listened to that yet. And there's a good possibility that he's a non-factor for the entire year. Bob, Derrick Henry at 15. Yeah, that's a stone value.
Good value on that.
That's a stone value.
I mean, you're building a running back monster right now with Eckler and Aaron Jones from the 7 spot.
Yeah, Aaron Jones fell to me kind of, a wide receiver heavy start to the draft with Debo going a little bit above ADP there. Saquon, I think, is officially gaining steam into the first round.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people moving Saquon up their rankings, and I agree from an opportunity standpoint. I think he's probably one of 3 or 4 running backs that has 350 touches within his range of outcomes, plus a crazy role in the receiving game. Obviously, the offensive environment is really the only concern with Saquon, in my opinion, but the steam is there, and I think first round, end of the first, I don't know if I could pay that price tag for Saquon when I was getting him in the third round pretty much all off season.
Yeah, those were good times, third round Saquon.
Times. Very good times.
The thing with Saquon is that, he could lead the position in receptions, which is wildly valuable, especially in a tournament like this where you should be more concerned with the upside than, their median projection.
Yeah, which is why I love this Eckler, Aaron Jones start, because I get 2 running backs that have leading the NFL in receptions at running back in their range of outcomes. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, both Eckler was first and Aaron Jones was either second or third this past year in catches.
Yeah, Najee was first, I think.
Oh,
or no. Was he?
Or then Aaron Jones was top 3 or 4, but nonetheless, it's well within the range of both Eckler and Aaron Jones to lead the NFL in catches at the running back position and running back touchdowns.
Can you name the top 3? Harris, Eckler, and who's number 3?
It's somebody different.
It is.
It's like
think big. Think thick. Chubby.
My brain is blanking right now. Who is it?
Uncle Lenny.
Oh yeah, Lenny.
Uncle Lenny, man. Damn, Evans fell. Yeah, I mean, Chase Andrews Evans, that's pretty juicy. Evans at 29. Wow.
Eckler, Aaron Jones, Mike Will start. I love that.
Now, do you think I should have gone Josh there? Should I have gone Josh for the Bills stack?
I mean, I think drafting a quarterback in round 3 from a process standpoint is relatively bad. But then again, Josh Allen is a separator at the position.
Yes.
But how much is he going to separate from Justin Herbert, from Patrick Mahomes, from Lamar Jackson?
It's probably pretty close between, say, Allen and Lamar versus, A.J. Brown and Rashad Bateman. If we're talking, ADP 2v2s. It's close.
I feel like we aren't going to get burnt chasing overlay on drafters this year around Yeah.
No, I mean, how could we? Because Underdog is releasing 3 more tournaments, you
Yeah.
know? And as we saw, they filled 16,000 entries in 3 days last week. You know, it's kind of crazy what they're doing over there.
Yeah, that's kind of nutty. Obviously, Underdog, great platform. Drafters, $20 best ball championship. Just chasing overlay with
Have to.
these streams makes a ton of sense in the world. With this pick, I have a lot of options
You don't
here.
really need another running back, you know? You might as well
I'm
just
not. I mean, yeah, you're getting ETN. I'm going
say
Hollywood
less.
Brown.
Thank you. I'll take that. I think that
Yeah,
makes sense for both of us. Puts
I
you in
would.
a good. I mean, you can take Kyler at this next pick if you wanted.
Yeah, I got my options of elite quarterbacks. Oh yeah, he took
Yeah,
Justin Herbert.
Bob was not letting you have him.
Yeah. Well, Jesus.
And yeah, to Houston's point about us not getting burned, I mean the $5 didn't fill on drafters earlier this offseason.
That is
Just
true.
saying.
The early
It
best
hit like
ball championship.
8,100, I think, out of 10K.
Yeah. But yeah, with my start specifically, I wouldn't have gone ETN there. Just from a theory standpoint, if I'm drafting those two guys early, I'm expecting them to work out, fade kind of ETN and the running backs going in this range, such as Cam Akers. Shout out Jim. He's in the Discord too. He finally got in one. He said he's on the road. Have a safe trip. Don't draft and drive.
Don't draft and drive. But if you do,
But
make sure you make good picks.
yeah. But yeah, so I'm just fading running backs in this part of the draft, going with wide receivers, just a much higher upside position.
Mm-hmm.
I know where you're going.
I
You
mean,
might reach a little
is
bit.
yeah.
And
I
it's
mean,
not really a reach, in my opinion.
I'm absolutely fine with Darnell Mooney there.
Yeah,
If you guys check out
that
tomorrow's
hurts.
podcast, be ready. I've got a Darnell Mooney rant coming.
That hurts. That hurts bad.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to do it to you, bro. Kittle, Metcalf. I know you're not taking Metcalf.
I'll go elite tight end.
You're all the way off Metcalf this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not on Metcalf. Maybe it's a bad bet. Maybe
Now,
not, but
what are your thoughts on Alan Lazard at pick 56? How do you feel about that?
I mean, no. No. Just why are you drafting Alan Lazard at pick 56? But I wonder where Pacheco is going to end up being drafted at. And the Chiefs' second preseason game, which was played yesterday or the day before, he actually took the most first team snaps over CEH.
Really?
Yes.
No, I mean, they've got to get him acclimated to the NFL game, right? Or is he the starting running back?
I think it's looking like a split. Everybody
Man.
just sniping me today, huh? Every Discord member just sniping me for no reason.
Damn, that run of quarterbacks is tough. I was really hoping to get Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Reached a little bit on Trey Lance, but I get the stack. I get the rushing upside. And by all accounts, it looks like Trey Lance is performing very well as a passer. in 49ers camp. So there might be some hidden sneaky upside in that passing offense, especially now since they have a quarterback that's capable of pushing the ball downfield and making every throw. And, who knows, maybe they open it up a little bit. We saw it with Matt Ryan and in the Julio days when Kyle Shanahan was there and Matt Ryan won MVP, right? They were one of the most pass happy teams in the league. So maybe they let Trey Lance air it out a little bit more than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I definitely think that's within the range of outcomes, without a doubt. Treylon Burks. More bad news.
What's going on with him?
Just his performance in the Titans' most recent preseason game. Played deep into the fourth quarter again, caught one of his 3 targets, was the intended target on an interception.
Well, Kyle Phillips might be the best rookie wide receiver on the Titans.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know. It's just like at some point we should get a good story about Treylon Burks, you would think, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, I think Robert Woods is the Titans wide receiver that you want to be drafting. I think he's a stone value. Right now, definitely came around to Robert Woods in the later rounds for sure. Treylon Burks, obviously, the opportunity should be there if he's starting from week 1, and it is still 3 weeks away from the NFL regular season, and it's only training camp, but yeah, I think it is a little bit concerning how there's been 0 positive reports. And we talked about on a recent podcast, it's not similar to the Jamar Chase situation at all.
No.
So I don't know. I haven't drafted much Treylon Burks, but I understand like the thesis behind drafting him. But I got an interesting decision here. Do I go Hunter Renfrow for the PPR upside? Do I go DeAndre Hopkins for the stack, but I only have 2 other wide receivers? I'm not too sure where to go. Where would you go here?
Yeah, this is the 20. Where would I go? I would go probably Renfrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here.
Especially, with only 2 wide receivers up until that pick, Renfrow can give you some solid floor. And we obviously saw that he has a ceiling as well last year.
Yeah.
Not sure about the Monty hate. And Khalil Herbert got hurt and carted off. They said, now I didn't see all of this. It hasn't been updated, has it? Like they don't know how bad the injury is?
Yeah, obviously it was bad enough to where he had to be carted off the field. And if he were to go down for a majority or for a good majority of the season or for 2 months or whatever, or however long, like they have nobody behind Khalil Herbert in terms of depth. So David Montgomery would just resume the workhorse role that he's kind of had over the last year and a half or so.
Houston said he's practicing today.
Yeah, Eric just said he hasn't heard anything on Herbert. Is he back at practice? Maybe it was just a precaution.
Yeah. All I saw was the Roto World blurb that hadn't been updated yet.
Yeah.
Philly
they practice on Sundays since I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think they practice. But...
Oh wait, no, he is back and participating today after leaving practice early yesterday. Okay,
we shouldn't have doubted Houston. That man knows his shit.
Houston always comes in clutch. Yeah, R.I.P. Tyquan Thornton for 2 months.
That's rough. That is rough, but shout out on Kendrick Bourne shares.
That's what I was going to say. Our Kendrick Bourne shares might be total dust.
They might be dust. I mean, the Thornton thing has to help them now.
Speaking of
Bourne's the 4th wide receiver. Yeah. It seems pretty apparent that Aguilar has jumped him.
Yeah, he's the 5th.
He's the 5th?
Or 4th. I was miscounting the wide receivers. Yeah, the starting 2 wide receiver set for New England is Devontae Parker, Jacoby Myers. Nelson Aguilar is the wide receiver 3. Kendrick Bourne is the wide receiver 4. And then Thornton it would have been the wide receiver 5, but he's obviously gone for a couple months.
Eric asks, is there a scenario where you double tap elite quarterbacks in rounds 4 and 5? I took Herbert at 47 and then went Cooks over Jackson. Yeah, I mean, I think that's correct to go Cooks there. I would do it and have done it just for funsies. When you have a lot of teams, like, I mean, I've got like 400 teams, so I just do weird stuff sometimes. I don't think it's optimal though, especially on drafters, because you want, all 5 of your first picks to be regular contributors in a total points format. I think on underdog, you can get away with it because you can win your league still that way. And then you have 2, potentially high powered stacks in the playoffs, and either one could, be the one that you need. So I think you do it more on a playoff site than on drafters personally, especially because on drafters, it's also full PPR. So you're getting running backs that can put up more points than they will on underdog. The receivers are putting up more points. No, I don't think it's the best move on PPR drafters.
Yeah. And I think doing that was definitely better when you could take a Herbert early or a Mahomes and then get a Trey Lance or Jalen Hurts like in the 9th or 10th round last year.
Yeah.
Like, double tapping elite QB was pretty optimal in my opinion last year, but now with those guys going in the 5th, 6th round, it's pretty hard to do that. I think you're sacrificing a lot of value. Who we thinking takes the Colts number 2 wide receiver role? I mean, in my opinion, I think it's Alec Pierce.
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz around Pierce.
And I think, like, just from a prospect standpoint, like, he's one of, I think, one of the best prospects in terms of rookies out there. 6'3", 90th percentile 40, 95th percentile speed score. Devin Singletary looked pretty good. So I have my option of Devin Singletary or James Cook here.
Decisions.
I want to go James Cook, but I'm going to go Singletary.
Playing it safe. I respect it.
I wanted to go James Cook. I wanted to. Eric said both are good picks. Yeah, I agree. They both looked really well. Obviously, they were playing against backups yesterday against Denver in the preseason. But James Cook looks like he's got some juice, and he has a brother in the NFL that's elite. They've probably been working together. Getting that work in.
They definitely were early in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, you know that he's learning from him.
He's got to be. Like, you think he's not hitting up his big bro, who's like one of the best running backs
Moss
in the
scored
league?
2 touchdowns yesterday. They used him on the goal line as a goal line back. Yep. Zach Moss and Duke Johnson both scored 2 rushing touchdowns for the Bills yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that Duke Johnson one. That's
funny. But when Josh Allen was out there, the first touchdown was a Gabe Davis 29-yard touchdown.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Shout out Gabe Davis.
Man, my son. We are really seeing the hype here with Dameon Pierce 107.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the hype players are getting steam now, like Dameon Pierce and Pacheco and George Pickens, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, shit, we might be in Pacheco range. Round 10, double-digit rounds.
We're in Pacheco range already?
I think so. I mean,
I got to go with Walker here.
Like, yeah, I mean, Pacheco, Walker, it's a toss-up. Now, I think I got to take Treylon Burks here. even though we were just bashing him.
Yeah, not
But it's
sure about Albert O shares. He's my most owned player. He played into the fourth quarter last night.
yeah, that's not good. And then Nathaniel Hackett said it's because he needed the reps. Like, that's not what you want to hear. It's just not. I'm sorry.
It's just not what you want to hear.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't love that Treylon Burks pick, but it was a screaming ADP value, like 26 spots past. So if you fall 26 spots past ADP, I don't care who you are. I'm willing to get exposure to you. So.
Yeah. That is very fair. I was considering taking him there and then, potentially getting Tannehill late for the stack, but I decided to go with Kenneth Walker there, who is obviously hurt right now, but I think as the season goes on, he should carve out a nice role for himself. And now his ADP is starting to drop a little bit. I think that the gap between Penny and Walker from, you took Penny at 91, I took Walker at 114. I think having that be a 20-plus gap is incorrect.
Well, to be fair, I reached. His ADP is like 100. So I reached like a good 9 picks or so.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know that. But nonetheless, where you took him at and where I took Walker at, that gap is too wide for an inevitable split if they're both healthy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it could be hard if Penny starts the year off looking good, like the way he closed it last year, and Walker isn't ready for week 1. Then I don't know how much he's going to come back and eat into that job.
Isn't Rashad Penny injury prone, Ben? He's going to get hurt.
That's what they're telling me.
You can't draft him.
That is what
he's going to get hurt.
That's what they're saying. Fade the noise. Draft Penny.
Tight end sucks this year. See, we go into every year thinking that this is the year. We have all of these athletic tight ends. We got our Mike Gesicki's and our Tyler Higbees, and they're attached to good quarterbacks, blah, blah, all this other bullshit. And there ends up being 4 good tight ends. It's the same fucking story every year. That's why if you don't get an elite tight end, just wait and draft 3 or 4 towards the end of the draft. I mean, here.
Philly says that Dulcich was hurt, and that's why Albert was playing deep into the 4th. But, yeah. I mean, they have somebody else there whose name I can't remember that is also primarily a blocking tight end.
All right, so the picks there, Cole Kmet, who I do like. I think Cole Kmet is going to see a ton of opportunity. I decided to go with Palmer over Kenny Golladay and Jacoby Myers. Went with Jacoby Myers last stream. I think Jacoby Myers' floor is a little bit safer. I think he has more target upside than Palmer. But I have a nice, Charger. I have a nice bet on the Chargers team right now. Obviously, no Herbert. Shout out to Bop. That's just bad vibes, Bop. But I'm betting on this Chargers team, so I wanted to correlate it with Josh Palmer, who I think his floor is a little bit lower, but his ceiling is a little bit higher than the wide receivers that were still on the board.
Also, a player who caught a touchdown in the preseason yesterday.
Albert O at 132. I mean, I think that's just too late. I'm kind of fading the noise around Albert O. Just buy into the talent and the opportunity. Rookie tight ends hardly ever work out. So, like, Dulcich is going to be a non-factor.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Coming up here, I hope to get a quarterback. Whether that be Fields or Lawrence, the board will decide. I have stacks set up, double stacks actually, for both set up with this team. And Mooney, Kmet, and ETN.
Yeah, so Houston takes one right here, and I take the other.
Yeah, and that'll be an absolute tough scene. Yeah, but
those builds.
you don't need Trevor though. You know, you need Derek. Oh no, Carter's gone. Yeah, no. Don't you need a receiver?
I mean, right at ADP.
Don't do it. Take Pacheco. You're such a fucking scumbag. Fuck you.
Hey, I'm getting sniped by everybody else. I had to do it to somebody.
So you want to do that to me?
Yeah, I just tweeted earlier today that Marvin Jones is one of the best values in best ball right now. So I'm just gonna stack him with Marvin Jones.
If this weren't a $20, I would take Marvin Jones right now.
Marvin Jones is such a fucking value, dude. Like, yeah, good work because you sniped me on Kyler, Houston. So I had to do it to somebody. And then Bop sniped me with Justin Herbert.
You know, honestly, bro, I continue. Stop fucking with the soundboard.
No.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Romeo Dubs in the 12th round, eh?
What a time to be alive. What a beautiful time to be alive. Damn, man. Both of my double stacks failed, and I have an unstacked Russell Wilson. That's a huge L for me.
Bro, you can draft KJ Hamler.
Yeah. Put him in the queue now.
Unless Kwasi drafts KJ Hamler right here.
Oh, wait.
That would be hilarious.
Hang on. KJ Hamler has an ADP of 161 now. No thanks. That's going to be a hard no for me.
A hard no.
It's way too high. I just.
Yeah, way too high now.
Hang on. I got a check this from Philly. Rappaport just said that Brady is returning this week. So does that mean that he got voted off the Masked Singer?
Well, Kwasi disproved that. Apparently, he just had a vacation plan with his kids or some shit.
Oh, he disproved it? I'll take Pacheco.
Jarvis Landry, 20 spots past ADP. I'll take that.
Stacking's overrated in season long. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it makes it
in redraft.
Well, I'm assuming he's talking about best ball. In redraft, yeah, no, it's definitely overrated.
I mean,
I don't think it's overrated. I don't think people like do it in redraft, honestly. Yeah. For the most part. I mean, sometimes I think I do, but that's just like instincts from best ball. By the way, our live in-person draft is next week. The All-Star League, the legendary redraft league.
Next Sunday. Got a couple drafts that day. Should be a fun time. It's fun, coming around and drafting a couple redraft teams.
I love like the feeling of being the best drafter in the room.
And didn't you finish last year? You came in 12th out of 12th place, and you had Cooper Kupp. So that kind of just goes to show how much variance is involved in redraft. I think in like more than any other format.
Yeah, finishing in 12th place with Cooper Kupp is like, I don't even know how that's
sick.
Possible. It is.
That's sick. All right.
Stacking isn't needed for total points. Yeah. Again, I understand fully why, like, theoretically that's true.
Dude, just draft the best players.
The team that I won, though, was stacked up. Double stacked with Herbert and correlated with last year it was Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor. More of that was Jonathan Taylor than Carson Wentz, of course. But
question for you, Ben. If Hamler at 161 is way too high, in your opinion, Does that make Tim Patrick at 121 before he got hurt way too high?
No, I think. Well, to be honest, I wasn't taking very much Patrick at that price, so I guess I agree with that. But I don't know. I think Patrick. I think his role would have been better, to be honest with you, than KJ Hamler's. I mean, so far Hamler hasn't been able to prove much of anything besides being, just a speed guy, like a deep threat. So maybe he'll be able to prove himself and be more than that this year. But I don't think that Tim Patrick was like a one-trick pony in the same way. And also, just to add some context, like Hamler's too high for me because I have a ton of shares of Hamler in the 200s. So I just personally don't feel like taking him in the 160s. I've got my Hamler exposure at a better price.
Makes sense. Might be on the Jay Herbo snipe. Yeah, you're not forgiven. It's okay though. Bop is good vibes.
Yeah, Bop is good vibes. Glad he joined the Discord.
All right. Hamler may just be able to play half the season. All right. Let's take a look at your team. Ross, Kamara, ETN, Penny, Hunt, Pacheco. I mean, your running backs are very solid.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'll be taking anybody else.
Mooney, Christian Kirk. Oh, you got a nice squad. You got a nice squad.
Thank you. I need to get some good quarterback upside here with these next couple of picks.
My running backs are a little weak. Eckler, Aaron Jones, Singletary, Kenneth Walker. So I gotta get some late round guys here.
I mean, your running backs aren't that weak. Austin Eckler and Aaron Jones are holding it down for you.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. We're vibing. All right, where are you going here?
I'll take a pretty good value on Matt Ryan here. Pick 174. His ADP is 158.
I'll go with my tight end. Oh, let's make sure they don't have the same buy. I can't even see.
Who's your tight end? If it's no, your tight end one. If it's Kittle, they do not have the same buy.
All right, bet.
I should have just lied to you to get you back for sniping me on Trevor, but I'm just a good person.
Are you?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I like to think so.
Just these drafts be going by hella quick.
Yeah, because every draft we do is filled with a bunch of fucking sharps. They don't even have to think about it. They just know.
They just know off rip who they want.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of these other.
I'm interested to see where Watson goes. I took like a little break. I didn't do any any fast drafts this week, so I haven't seen post Watson draft spots. I don't know where he's going to go. Still on the board as we enter round 16.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it that we're pretty much off Watson on drafters. Like, how valuable is he as a quarterback 3 in a total points format where you're going to get 5 games out of him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think that I like looking at my team with Russ and Matt Ryan, like that's just strong enough, but also picked late enough that maybe Watson would be a fit for this team. Because this could be a 3 quarterback build.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Here, where do I go? Probably go wide receiver here. I'll go Crowder. I don't love this pick, but
I mean, then don't make it.
Getting him at a little bit of a value there.
I guess I'll take DPJ here in case I do feel like taking a shot on Watson. I'll have a little bit of stackage going on there.
Don't love that pick at all.
Any way that Chig takes over tight end 1 for Tennessee? I don't think so. I mean, from all the, at least in the early parts of training camp, Austin Hooper was doing really well and, having a good connection with Tannehill. And so I don't know if a rookie tight end is going to be able to unseat him. Like, Hooper's good. He's solid,
And how often do rookie tight ends work out year
Very
one?
very rarely, unless your name is Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really be betting on any of these rookie tight ends to make an impact year one. Greg Dulcich, the kid from Tampa Bay, this kid from Tennessee, Jelani Woods in Indy, like Trey McBride.
Does anybody have a league that the Hawk Hideout Talk Show can join?
Hit him up.
Like it. But if you do, hit them up. If you feel like driving to Rochester, New York, you can be in our draft. Kick out one of those bums.
What if he lives in Rochester?
Oh, then I don't want to say our address on stream, but
it's got to be active too.
It's got to be.
Dude, you just got to go on Twitter. You'll find one on Twitter.
Yeah.
You will find one.
Alternatively, if you're looking for a real good league, deposit $10 on drafters with promo code DOSE and join one of these best.
Right. You could draft right now. $20, potentially win $250K. If you sign up, use promo code DOSE, create an account, deposit $10. You'll get a free $20 entry. So, you'll get 200x your money?
Pretty much.
So
I'm almost
might
all
as well
best
do
ball.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play any redraft for anything, to be honest with you. Just for fun with the homies. Seahawks fan, huh?
Damn.
Is Joey wiling out for saying that DK Metcalf is a full fade? What do you think, Bob?
Say I won't pull out my Malcolm Butler jersey and give Bob and Zach PTSD. I'll do it right now.
That's wild. Damn, who do I take? All these dudes are trash.
Promo code Chapstick. Bro, you got to keep the chapstick on you.
Promo code Chapstick.
You got to keep the chapstick on you, bro.
Yeah, if there's one thing you want to know about Joey, it's that man's lips are going to be sufficiently unchapped at all times. He got that shit glued to his hands the way that I have my hide glued to mine.
You got to bring this with you everywhere you go. But then it's because it's like this. If you don't use chapstick for a while, like you just get used to it, so then you don't need it, right? Like that makes sense. But if you consistently use it and then you go like a day without using it, like your lips will just feel chalk. But obviously, if you can get through that, you can probably just have to never use it. But sadly, I'm a Seahawks fan too. We have a lot of Seahawks fans.
Man, shout out to Seattle. Never been there.
DK is Cybertron. Yeah, DK Metcalf fucks.
Last year, I mean, few plays were as memorable as DK Metcalf running 99 yards down the sideline to stop a pick six. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that was last year, but
I think it was.
Was it? I don't think so. I think it was the year before.
Was it?
I could be wrong.
Was last year the year that Nick Chubb stopped at the goal line?
Yeah, why would you want Nick Chubb on your fantasy team? Just
after that, like we should have brought that up on the pod, honestly.
Yeah, the DK Metcalf chase down was in 2020. October 25th, 2020.
So I guess it wasn't one of the most memorable plays from last year.
Absolutely not.
Ty Montgomery going at pick 205.
It's a good pick. Damian Harris, Stevenson, and Ty Montgomery all got their own series with the first team offense, and they
Mm.
all stayed on third downs with on their prospective drives or on their respective drives, I should say, not perspective. And I think that was a report out of Patriots camp is they want to keep the running backs on third down. Whoever's in for that drive, they want to keep them on third down so the offense is less predictable.
I mean, that does make sense. Kwasi says that Ty Mott might get the James White role. I mean, he's probably a good fit for that. Just draft Brees Hall. You mean like instead of the Patriots guys?
Damn, I don't know where to go.
What do I search on Twitter to find a fantasy league? Probably fantasy league.
Just
Join.
draft Brees Hall. All right, Don. Jets
is that Don?
That's Donnie.
Donnie, you in the stream, my guy? You want to draft Brees Hall, but the Jets are ass. I didn't know it was Don, or I would have told him. Tight.
It's notable. It might be notable that when they were interviewing James White on the sideline in the Patriots preseason game a few nights ago, James White specifically hyped up Ramondre Stevenson and said that Ramondre Stevenson is a guy that can do it all and expects to have like kind of the role that he had. Those words literally came out of James White's mouth.
Yeah, I'm kind of buying the Ramondre hype. I definitely think that he leads the Patriots in receptions at the running back position this year.
Yeah, Mont is smoke and mirrors. Yeah, Ty Montgomery just is not good at football, so
do have to consider that. Kwasi maybe should have considered that as well before drafting Amir Abdullah, another stone cold scrub.
That Raiders backfield is just a total mess. And I mean, I took Foreman, but it's also interesting to know I was watching that game. CMC didn't play, but Hubbard, in my opinion, looked like he had the upper hand on the running back 2 role. Or at least that's how I saw it. He was getting a majority of the run with their first team. And then Foreman was kind of working in a little bit, but Hubbard isn't even being drafted. And I think that's pretty bad. I think he should probably be drafted around like this Foreman, Ronald Jones range.
And if CMC were ever to go down and give either of those guys value, I think Chuba's probably a better receiver than Foreman, you know. Jim, I do have to break some bad news to you, my brother. Tyquan Thornton is going to miss significant time. Significant time. Probably shouldn't be drafted.
Not on a total point site.
No. Give me Westbrook Akine.
I'm going to go off the board here.
Yeah, I did not read that. RIP. Sorry, brother. Yeah, I think it happened yesterday, right?
I'm going off the board because, like, what's $20?
Kavontae Turpin. Bro.
There is a legitimate path for Turpin to have a role on the Cowboys early in the season.
No, dude, it's going to be Simi Fehoko.
No.
Yes, it's Simi. I'm telling you.
Stop it. Kavontae Turpin won the USFL MVP. He just had a punt return and a kick return for a touchdown yesterday in the Cowboys preseason game. He's electric with the ball in his hands. Okay, James Washington hurt. He's going to be out. Michael Gallup still recovering. So the 3 wide receiver sets are probably, Kwasi just said, I take Noah Brown first. It's probably Noah Brown, Jalen Tolbert, and CeeDee Lamb. But like Noah Brown, semi-fiaco, Like
Yeah.
there's definitely a path for Turpin to get on the field.
I mean, shit though, but I think you aren't giving my boy Fehoko a fair
Stop it.
shot. Bro,
Stop
he's
it.
6'4" with a 96 percentile speed score. He's fast, he's big.
Are you gonna take him?
Absolutely.
No, you're not. Hey, you
But
gotta
unless
take shots
snipes
on.
me.
And in this 19th, 20th round, you got to take shots on some low-owned players.
I mean, this would not be my first Fehoko share.
How many shares of Fehoko do you have?
This is about to be probably number 2. Unless you take him.
Say I won't.
Noah Brown also missed.
I don't even know how to spell his name, so yeah, you're gonna get him.
It's yeah, and I'm not telling you because I want him.
Oh, Nelson Aguilar in the 20th round? Thank you.
And I will be honest, I actually can't take Fehoko here for the meme equity just because, I mean, there's way better picks.
I took Kavante Turpin in the 19th round, dog.
I know,
for the vibes. He's good vibes.
He has good vibes, but you know who else is good vibes is my son. My son, Jalen. I'll always take Jalen. He's going to get at least 2 20-point games this year.
James Proche. Bro, that Ravens passing game is going to be so condensed. If there's a stack to play in week 1 DraftKings, it's Lamar Jackson with either Mark Andrews or Rashad Bateman. Mm-hmm. Don't play both. Don't double stack it. Play Lamar Jackson with one of them. Pick whichever one you want and fucking sail to the money.
Yeah, Bateman is so underpriced too. Isn't he like 5'2" or 5'5", something like that?
Because Lamar Jackson obviously has crazy upside, and for week 1, I mean it's a little too early, but I was looking at it the other night. It's pronounced Proche. We got the grammar police out.
Well, it is though. He's right.
Nah, yeah, he is right. James Proche.
Thank you.
All right. But anyways. Yeah, I was looking at it the other night. Lamar Jackson could go a little bit under-owned week 1. Because you got Jalen Hurts, who's a little bit cheaper. Kyler Murray's cheaper than him. You got Patrick Mahomes. People are going to want to play that Cardinals game. I think the Ravens might go a little bit overlooked.
It's definitely possible.
Maybe. Could be wrong, obviously. Don't have projections. But it's just a slight feeling that he might be like the 4th or 5th highest owned quarterback. So you get a little bit of leverage there with Lamar. Nobody's going to play Mark Andrews because he's the highest priced tight end. And people are just going to play Kelsey for the game environment. So if you play Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews week 1 against the fucking Jets and a condensed target share, like those are the situations you want to target in DFS. So if I think that if there's one stack that's going to win a milli that could go relatively under owned week 1 is Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews. Bring back a Jets wide receiver, Elijah Moore, maybe. And I think if you're getting a little bit of an ownership discount on Lamar Jackson, I think that's great. Obviously, you're spending up a little bit, has an elite ceiling. And then with the rushing quarterbacks, you only want to stack one pass catcher with your rushing quarterback because they don't need 2 pass catchers to get there for them to hit their ceiling, right?
Correct.
That makes
a big part of Lamar's ceiling will come from rushing
from the ground, and then his other part of his ceiling will come from 2 touchdowns of Mark Andrews, and you ship $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, and I mean Elijah Moore's 5,100.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You kind of putting me on right now.
I'm telling you.
You're putting the people on.
Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews, or you could go Rashad Bateman. Bateman is going to be way more owned, so you are getting leverage with Mark Andrews. Although it's a different position, you're still getting leverage on the situation by going Mark Andrews over Rashad Bateman. I don't know why I just felt I had to bring that up because we were talking about James Proche, and the Ravens situation. It's going to be Bateman, Mark Andrews, everybody else.
And then fast forward to week 1 when like Devin Duvernay gets like a rushing touchdown.
Fucking end around and rushing touchdown. And then it's fucking 2 passing touchdowns from Joe Flacco, and they're to Tyler Conklin and fucking
Denzel
CJ Uzoma.
Mims.
It's gonna happen. Like it always works out like that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to tilt my fucking soul off, dude. We're so close.
So close. All right. Think people in the chat wanna hear some reviews of these teams, but let's pull up the screen here. We'll go here.
You want to just go down the list?
Yeah.
Start with Jim here. Who
hold
went?
on. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this screen. Sorry
Guys. Technical we're about to get to these teams. Swear to God, we are. Oh, whoa. Hey. Hello. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
It's like they fucking change everything every week. Why is it so down? Like,
why is it halfway down the screen?
Yeah, I don't know. Got it, bro. Maybe this might be a little better.
Yo, you are selling so hard right now,
bro. Why? There must be like a glitch or something. See, we're losing viewers and shit. Like, this is not my fault. All right, we can't see tight end, but we can see everything else.
Here.
Yeah, now zoom in. Yeah, you do it.
All right. Got you guys. So Jim goes 2, 5, 10, 3. Rodgers and Tua. We have a Rodgers to Romeo Dubes stack. Tagovailoa to Tyreek Hill. I like that. Running backs are solid. I'm not sure about Rojo. Tyquan Thornton gonna miss 2 months minimum. But I think this team is pretty decent. You know, my main critique, actually looking at this a little bit closer, is that Dalton Schultz and TJ Hawkinson are definitely a 2 tight end build. If you're investing 2 top 100 picks at the tight end position, you got to just roll with those guys for them to pay that off, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Can you zoom in a little bit so I could see it? Maybe go full screen. Little F11 type action.
How's that?
Let me zoom in a little bit. Just, dude, control scroll wheel. Come on, you gotta know the hotkeys, dog. Control scroll wheel.
I mean, that's as much as
right there. That's good. Just so I could see. Because for some reason mine is glitched all the way at the bottom of my screen. But this is Kwasi's team.
This is Kwasi. What do you think?
Yeah, so he's got the Lamar, Bateman, Mark Andrews. That's a crazy fucking stack. J.K. Dobbins, full on bet on the Ravens offense.
Crochet. Yeah, this is a Ravens onslaught.
Yeah. I think they're one of the best teams to stack, especially when you know where the targets are going to go, right? Like, those are the situations that you want to capitalize on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he did a relatively good job of doing that. Obviously, a lot of upside at the wide receiver position with Chase, Mike Evans, Bateman, and then some late guys like Paris Campbell.
I kind of like the Gage Julio pairing. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of that, like, grouping. I don't know, like, on a week-to-week basis which one it's going to be, but I think between the two, you're going to get good weeks. So that's solid for sure. And he's got Brady, so the double stack makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, no, I love this team. It's very correlated.
Very correlated. Kwasi, one of the best. As always, we can skip us for now. Look at Houston here.
Kyler, Justin, Carson Wentz. Think that's solid. Probably don't need Carson Wentz in a Kyler Justin Fields build.
Agree with that.
Would have went another running back, but
yeah, running back looks pretty good for
his
Houston here.
his 5 is very good.
Cook, Connor, Ramondre, Cook again. I mean, he's got the double Cook.
I mean, if you got brothers on your team, like your EV automatically increases like 15%
through the fucking roof, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the only active brothers, right, in the league?
No.
On offense? On offense.
Oh, on offense. Maybe, probably.
Huh.
We
should do some research into that, looking at the brother to brother correlation. That sounds like something that would be pretty important.
Brothers, we usually see it more on defense. There's a lot of defensive brothers in the NFL.
Yes, and like the Diggs brothers, that's like one of each. But
Diggs, Watt,
Watt brothers, yep.
Some other ones too.
Bosa,
yep. But yeah, good running backs. Shout out to the Cooks, CeeDee Lamb, Sutton, Michael Thomas, Devontae Smith, Rondale Moore. Shout out Ant-Man.
Grabbing Kyle Phillips late. Love to see that.
Kyle Phillips, yeah. Solid team.
Solid team as always. Also like the tight end distribution.
Is there any bad teams in here?
Yeah.
What is that? 8 running backs?
That, sir, appears to be the coveted 2882 build. Yes.
2882. So he's just getting different.
Yes.
Alan Lazard at 56, but his ADP is 67.5. That is way too rich. So he's got Alan Lazard, McCole Hardman, and Kenny Golladay. Arguably 3 of the worst vibe players in the league.
Yes.
Yeah, and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. I mean, from a vibe perspective, this team is
and
dead.
Zach Ertz. Oh, the vibes are just so low with this team.
Yeah, this team is. I mean,
Bob, if you're watching, what's the vibe rating on this team?
Yeah, I need Bop's rating. I mean, he's like a vibe detector.
This team is just straight no vibes.
Imagine looking at Alan Lazard. You're sitting there looking at the player with the most egregious ADP in all of fantasy football, and then you reach on him a full round.
Yeah, and you take him before Michael Thomas, DK Metcalf, Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen, Drake London, Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper. Stop it.
God. Oh, shit. Bro, look at me getting live auto-picked my slow drafts. Did you catch that? I just got autoed like 4. Fuck me. I was so distracted last night.
Oh, Bob. Bad vibes. That's all we needed to hear.
Heard. All right. This is Bop's team. Let's do a vibe check here. I know I could tell you without even looking. I'm not looking at the screen. Vibes are going to be high on this team.
Vibes are super high.
I mean, then again, the first thing I see when I look at the screen is Mac Jones. Yeah. Is Mac good vibes? I mean, he is to you.
Mac is straight good vibes. Did you see his fucking Pro Bowl touchdown run where he started hitting the gritty from the 15-yard line?
Really? No, I did not see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was back in the Pro Bowl. They called it back, but yeah, that man Mac is just a straight viber.
He's vibrant?
So is Justin Herbert.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Herbert for sure.
But 2-7-8. Do you like going 7 running backs here? He took 3 Titans running backs, and he put his explanation in the chat. He said, I'm a Pats fan. No,
reigning and defending 1 seed long season. Yeah, no, I mean, that's a huge L. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Can't be taking Dontrell Hilliard, my guy. You just can't be doing it. And I mean, honestly, it's really just the fact that he took Goddard and Knox with the same bye and had to use a 3rd tight end spot on a team that you spent a lot of, capital at tight end. That's the one critique. Like, I think that you would have wanted another receiver with that pick. And, Hilliard could have been a receiver as well.
Yeah.
I mean, having only 8 wide receivers when Hopkins is one of them is tough.
Yeah. I agree. He said Hilliard pass catcher, yeah, but like out of your 3 potential running back plays every single week, Hilliard is never going to make your lineup, even if he catches 2 or 3 passes. Especially when you have, some guys that have some standalone value outside of Derrick Henry, like AJ Dillon, Madison, Algier probably has some standalone value there in Atlanta a little bit. Maybe not, I don't know, but
In
yeah,
general, though, I do still like the team. Like the players that he picked, I like. It's just
yeah, but two. This should have been 2-6-10-2.
correct. I
So
agree with that.
so the construction is a little bit off on your team, Bob. All right,
But we
go to
still
my
love you,
team.
bro. What are we looking at here? What'd you cook up for the people?
I cooked up some hot trash. Nah, I mean, I don't hate it. Don't hate it. I don't.
Cavante Turpin.
That's my son,
That's gonna be the skeleton key to winning.
bro. You got to draft him a little bit just for the
Yeah.
USFL equity.
Is he gonna be like the most impactful USFL player?
I mean, he won MVP. Like, he got they gave him a 3-year deal.
Yeah, no, for sure. Or what was that running back who was so good?
Mark
in the
Thompson and
Mark Thompson. Is he anywhere?
I don't know if any of the running backs really have caught on yet. I know a bunch of the USFL wide receivers have, but I'm not too sure about
That boy Mark Thompson
the
was
running
doing
backs.
his
But
fucking thing in the
yeah,
USFL.
Mark Thompson definitely deserved a chance at a training camp for sure. But like I was saying, Turpin, I mean, 19th round pick. I think personally there is a slight path for him to have a little bit of a role on the offense, especially if he continues to ball out. And then obviously he has the role as, the kick returner and the punt returner now. I think that's locked up. On the Cowboys depth chart, they have Tony Pollard listed as the starting kick returner and punt returner, but I think it is Turpin. So he's got that locked up. Like I said, they gave him a 3-year deal, so they committed to him kind of long term. Obviously, not that much money, only like $2.5 million or so. But like I said, I think there is a possibility that he could get a role on the offense, especially with the competition in front of him. Like it's relatively weak, in my opinion, at least.
Wait, he got $2.5 million. You said?
I think so.
That's fucking huge, dude. I mean, those players were making less than $50K per in the USFL. Like all players, it was a base salary.
I saw. I think it was Cody Main. Shout out Cody Main. He works for ETR. I think he tweeted about Turpin, and he said that like he got like $2.3 million or something.
Man, shout out to him. That's a huge come up.
Yeah, he went undrafted, played in all the I can't even talk. Developmental leagues. Balled out USFL, won USFL MVP, got a 3-year, $2 million contract after making $45K in the USFL. And he's nice. Like, he's good.
Yeah, no.
He's good with the ball in his hands. Like, he's fucking fast. He's quick. He's explosive. And I think that they could utilize him in a variety of ways, especially with some of the pass catchers being hurt. But getting back to my team, nonetheless, kind of going off on this Cavante Turpin rant. I mean, Trey Lance and Trevor Lawrence, stack them both with their respective tight end ones. Do you think that Trey Lance and Trevor Lawrence is a 2-quarterback build?
I think it can be. I think it absolutely can be.
So do you think it could swing either way? Do you think I could have went with a quarterback 3 over, let's say, a running back 6 in a build like this?
Absolutely. I think that, I mean, it just depends on, like the value at whatever point in the draft you were. Like, I mean, I could probably look here, see if there was anybody after Foreman that maybe would have been a better pick. You're what here? Yeah,
I mean Deshaun Watson didn't even get drafted in this draft.
Yeah. I mean, I think for your team specifically, Tannehill would have been a good pick there with with different bye weeks, and you've got Robert Woods, but nonetheless, I mean, it's solid. It's solid for sure. Like Trey Lance and Trevor could absolutely be enough, you know?
Yeah.
So if you're drafting, assuming you're right, Trey Lance is smashing and he's a top 5 quarterback this year. So
then obviously you got two of our guys in Mike Will and Hollywood Brown as my top two. I love that. Hunter Renfrow, I think there's a solid floor there. Robert Woods, we were talking about him a little bit earlier in the stream. I think Robert Woods is the best bet out of the Titans wide receivers currently. I think he's a better bet than Treylon Burks for sure. Josh Palmer, that's your boy.
Love him.
Nice floor with Jarvis Landry. Marvin Jones, I think, is one of the best value wide receivers in the NFL. I was looking at his 2021. I tweeted this, but he was top 30 in a lot of efficiency categories, ADOT, target rate, targets in the NFL. I think that people are kind of overweighting their signings. Like Christian Kirk, I think, deserves to be the clear-cut Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver 1. But if we expect this offense to improve with Doug Peterson, like, where's you drafted Christian Kirk, right?
I did.
You like Christian Kirk in the 6th round and Marvin Jones in the 14th round. Like, is there a deserved 8-round gap between those two players?
No, I don't believe there is.
Like
Marvin Jones,
8 rounds, you can get the Jags wide receiver 2 8 rounds later than their wide receiver 1.
I mean, Marvin is easily and has been all offseason one of the best values in drafts. Like he's just perfect because he's like at the point in his career where he's never going to get steamed. Like people are just sick of taking him, for over the years, and he's like not exciting, but he's absolutely one of the best value picks you can make.
Yeah.
Clear cut.
Like he's going as the wide receiver 77.
Yeah. Like what is fucking LaVisca Chenault going to do something here?
Like I was just looking at this earlier, like top 24 in targets, top 37 in target share, right? Top 5 in snap share at the entire wide receiver position. Like, is that going to go down? 20 in air yards, 22 in air yard share, top 30, 21 in deep targets, 16 in red zone targets. And obviously this quality rating needs to go up a little bit. But like he's going in the 70s, bro. He's going behind Van Jefferson and players like that. Like,
yeah, Van Jefferson's not even going to be back till like what, November?
Like he's not a sexy pick, obviously, only 4 touchdowns, but he's been a career touchdown scorer.
Yes.
Highest targets in his entire career last year. If he stays healthy, I think that I don't know. I don't think an 8-round gap is warranted.
No, definitely not.
But
yeah, I mean, your team is just super solid all around, I think.
Yeah.
If you are ever like starting Eckler, Jones, or any 2 running back build, I don't think it gets much better than Mike Williams and Marquise Brown as your top 2. Like that's just golden.
Yeah, and then you wait if you get 2 top guys like that. Yep. Devin Singletary, Kenneth Walker, Dearness Johnson, Dante Foreman. I don't know. I think this is a very well-constructed team.
Absolutely. And lastly,
all right, let's see the worst team in this league. The best
team in this motherfucking league. Actually, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of my team, to be completely honest with you. What do you think? Russell Wilson unstacked, Matt Ryan unstacked, Jared Goff to DJ Chark. I think my running backs are clear cut the best part of this team. Kamara, ETN, Penny, Hunt, Pacheco. That's solid. I've got Kareem Hunt, and then I've got this year's Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. So, wide receiver isn't bad, I don't think. I mean, I got Burks. I got, Westbrook Akine. If Burks doesn't work out, Akine is probably a full-time player. He's being treated like a starter with the Titans, and he's going super late. So I've been coming around to Westbrook Akine as a guy who's probably going to be locked into 2 wide sets with the Titans to start off.
Yeah, I with this team, I don't think you needed Jared Goff there. I don't think he's hardly ever outscoring Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan. But then again, you got him at a very nice value. So
Yeah.
made sense when you had DJ Chark. You get that stack at a value. But I think this is a very solid team.
It's solid. The only thing that, I mean, would have made it better is if I were able to capitalize on the two double stacks that I had built or was trying to build with ETN and Kirk. And then I had Mooney and Komet as well, but was unable to secure Fields or Trevor Lawrence as I was double sniped by my so-called friends.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sniping going on in this draft, but nonetheless, a very good draft. If anybody has any questions they want to get off about anything, now's your time.
Questions, concerns, maybe you have a good story you want to tell.
Right. Anything fun happening over the weekend?
You got plans? What y'all doing today? What are you doing today?
Bullshitting.
Just bullshitting.
Standard
Crazy.
Sunday.
Just booling and bullshitting.
Living life.
It's nice out. I think I'm gonna
go.
What
are
you
doing
beach.
Today?
I'm going to the beach after this.
You're going to the beach?
Yeah.
It's gonna rain in like 2 hours.
No, it's not, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yes.
You're telling me it's gonna rain today,
bro? Look.
So much fucking glare, bro. Okay. Does that say 87% chance?
60, 90, 100, 90, starting at 4 o'clock. It might be chalk for your beach vibes.
Man, that's rough.
It's 100% going to rain. If, usually they're wrong. And like, I don't even know how I don't even know how these people have jobs, to be honest. Like, what other profession besides being a fucking weatherman and a fantasy football analyst can you be wrong at your job a majority of the time and still make money?
Those are the top two, Fantasy analysts are definitely in the same vein as weathermen and women, weather people. Jason's drafting. That's his plans for today. Draft. I always support that.
Got to spend time with the fam. Got to feed my kids.
Yes. Those little rugrats.
Yeah.
Is that it? No, nobody else? Nobody else got questions?
Nobody wants to chat today.
It's tough, man. Guess I can outro us here.
Nobody wants to chat with us.
All right. Do I try and do this live again? Bro, close your other tabs when we're on stream.
Another one.
All right. That's enough.
There's almost 0% chance I'm going to be able to nail the timing on this, but I want to shout everybody out for tuning in to today's stream.
Come on, what are we doing here?
Everybody out there who is listening, we appreciate you. We value you. Until next time, let's stay accountable and keep it authentic. Bye.